Hooray.
There you go. And just to add them both in, let's do some mailbag. Mailbag questions, you can get them into us by going to the website keepingitre.com, and in the comment or contact section you can send us these questions, or go to YouTube, which is keepingitrealestateradio.com, and leave us a comment to any of the videos with a question, and we'll get it on the show for you. Jeremy wants to know, what is the best time to lock my rate? God, everybody wants to know the same thing today. What is the, didn't we just say you can't lock a rate?
Well,
no. When is the best time?
When
to
the
lock
best
a
time?
Oh,
once
when's
you're
the
in
best
contract.
time to lock a rate?
Yeah.
So it's a little different.
Yes.
It's a little different than what we were talking about before. So, but you said you can't lock it until you make an offer on a house.
No, until you're in contract.
So till it's accepted, till your offer is accepted.
No, technically it's until
Open
you
house.
have an address.
I'm so confused.
Technically it's until you have an address. But if the address, you want to wait until you have a contract, because the address can change. So if you lock it in on an address, because if you lock it in off an address because you think your offer is going to get accepted,
and it doesn't,
then your offer doesn't get accepted, the lock goes away.
Oh, it's only locked in for that house.
Right.
Once the contracts are executed. So when you hear that word from your agent, we've got executed contract
under escrow?
Signed by both parties. Remember, even when escrow opens, I count day one as the day that the seller signed and said that they agree, because the buyer's already sent in theirs.
Let me go through this, and you guys help me walk through this. I'm a buyer. I make an offer.
Yes.
Step one. Step two, the seller accepts the offer.
Yes.
Step three, they send a contract to the buyer, and the buyer signs it. Step four, it goes back to the seller, and the seller signs it.
Been signed
it's
by
already
the
been.
buyer.
Buyer sent their offer in already signed and dated.
Okay.
Seller sends it back, and whatever date that seller signed it.
Is that the acceptance?
That's day one.
Yeah.
That's it's acceptance and acknowledgement, basically.
Yeah.
It's they're acknowledging that they've received this signed, they're accepting it. Yeah.
Now,
And
to
the
answer the
address.
question,
Yeah.
I would say in this market, I'm advising people to go ahead and lock it as soon as you can. Simply because day one that I'm opening up that question. I'm already having that dialogue. Here are your options. And basically you have two options right now. You can either lock it and just lock in what you got. You know what you're getting, lock it in.
But when you lock it, if it goes down...
Well, if it goes down, then...
But if it goes up...
If it goes up, you're done.
And as we were talking earlier, we're thinking that it might edge up a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit.
Now, and here's
so
the thing.
lock
It's going,
when you get the acceptance.
It's fluctuating right now. So that's what I'm advising people is to go ahead and lock it in. Or you can float, quote unquote, float and see what happens. But at that point, if that's your choice and you're looking to do that, I would go ahead and discuss with your loan officer, what's the maximum rate where if I hit this amount, if the market goes up and it hits this amount, that they have the permission from you to go ahead and just lock it. When are you cutting your losses, basically?
How long do you lock a rate?
It's going to depend. There's different time periods where you're basically reserving that set of money. You must close within that time period. Otherwise, you're going to be charged a fee to extend it.
What's the longest I can lock a rate?
Usually some people have 60-day locks.
Yeah, 60
We generally...
Mostly it's 30?
Those are usually the larger banks because they take a little bit longer. You can do 15, 30, 45.
We're normally doing 30s, and banks that do offer longer locks, the interest rate's higher.
Right.
So you're going to pay more to secure that rate for a longer period of time anyhow. In a perfect world, you want to lock it for as short a period as time, but 15 to 30 days, 15 is only if you're absolutely 1,000% confident that your loan officer is saying, listen, I watch the market every single day. I anticipate these things. These are the reasons why you might want to wait. But the bottom line it's always your responsibility as the borrower to say yay or nay.
I mean, even then, though, because like for us, we're on the West Coast, so we're getting rates a couple of hours after the market's already been open. So we may not have the opportunity to lock something and jump in until we see the aftermath of, so.
Okay. And then by the time we get rates, it could have changed.
It could have just absolutely changed.
So in this market, lock sooner than later.
I would say lock sooner, right? But I'm conservative.
All right. Uh-oh.